Hi, Tony.
Hi, Matt. How are you doing?
I'm good. Welcome to our brand new podcast with Matt Williams
Tony Loicano.
and hi there. Welcome to day 18 of the Techno Evangelist vlog. Wow, yesterday was really exciting because yesterday Tony and I finally did something we've been talking about for months. We've been talking about the idea of a podcast, recording a podcast together. You know, this predates the video, this video thing. We've been wanting to do it. I don't know. We both have seen how the vlog has helped me just think about the stories and think about the things that I've learned and reuse those ideas. And we wanted to do that together. So yesterday we started off, I recorded this and then we went off for a walk. We went over to Seven Pond, which is a local coffee shop here in Jamaica Plain in Boston, and picked up a coffee and then went for a walk around the pond. We live right by Jamaica Pond to talk about building our media empire. Well, at least start with a podcast. And we came up with 7 pages, albeit small index card pages, 7 pages of notes. Here's what we want to talk about. Here's what we want to focus on. Here's what we don't want to say. Here's what we do want to say. Here's what we should call this thing. Here's all this stuff. Seven or so pages, different sides, different pages. Basically 7 sides of these note cards. And writing on note cards while walking, kind of a pain. Anyway, we got home and we scrapped them all and went in a different direction because we realized that we don't want to just talk about stuff and, force you to listen to our ideas or about stuff. Here's how to do X, because we're not really all that good at whatever that thing is that we want to talk about. And so we decided instead to talk about some stuff that really is special to us. We decided, that we love books. We love talking about these books together. We spend so much time just talking about, whatever it is that we've learned, that we've read, that we've seen. Every couple of days, maybe even every day, I say, "Oh, Tony, you gotta watch this video. Casey Neistat recorded this amazing interview with this guy who lost his leg and his arm in a bull shark attack in Sydney. Oh, Tony, you gotta watch this vacation video from Casey. Casey Neistat comes up a lot. But Left Coast, or there's just so many great vlogs, all sorts of people that are amazing vloggers and amazing books. We both have read this book called On Trails by Robert Moor, and we decided that's the direction we want to go. We want to talk about the books that resonate with us, that we've just read, and the connections they have on us. Not just talk about the book, because that might also be a bit boring. Oh, on page whatever, we just learned that character A went to the house. No, that we're not going to do that type of stuff. We want to keep things short. We thought 20 minutes, but we went into the 35-minute area. But talk about the books and what are the connections to us that make us us. So that's what we decided to do. The first one is that On Trails by Robert Moor. And so we recorded that. We just did basically a conversation between the two of us. Okay, we don't always talk exactly like that, but because we were standing up looking at 2 microphones, but it was pretty close. Unfortunately, I come across as a little bit of an idiot, but hopefully this vlog partially redeems me. But anyway, I learned a lot about making a podcast, and some of that we did together and some of it I did on my own because that's kind of what I do. So I learned a lot about making a podcast, like recording 2 mics. I've never done that. Oh, I did that once, recording some music by a former colleague of mine, Joshua Butcher. I learned how to really get something productive done in Logic. It took me way too long to do something way too simple. I learned about setting up podcast hosting. That's a thing. There are a lot of choices out there, and it was an expense we didn't plan on. I learned about adding to iTunes. I learned about waiting for iTunes approval, which we just got this morning. So it's all approved, and now I'm waiting for iTunes to update their index. So then I can wait for applications to update their view of the index, which means that you can subscribe to the podcast. So yeah, this On Wonder is the name of the podcast, On Wonder. And it's all about us and the wonder we have for the world described through the books that we read. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. The first one is great. Such a beautiful book. We're going to read Broadband. We're kind of already started, both of us have started Broadband, which is a story of women and the internet. So that's going to be probably our next one. Hopefully we'll finish by next week. And if not, we'll just do it a week later. We'll try to keep a schedule, but I can't guarantee that it's going to be every week. It's going to be every week or a bit. A big caveat. Oh, by the way, once, when I was living in the Netherlands, one of my colleagues was talking about right facts, because that's what I did. I was a trainer for a company called OpenText, and I talked a lot about right facts. He was talking about, I forget what he was talking about, but he said but the cave hat is, I said, whoa. What did you just say? I just said, whatever he just said. No. Right before that, you said one word. I didn't quite get that. What, cave hat? You don't know what the word cave hat? What, you've never heard that word? Oh, it's a very common word. Oh, it's used all over in English. I've read it many times. Cave hat. Do you mean caveat? Oh, okay. So, it was always one of the fun things about living in the Netherlands, hearing people's pronunciations of words. Now, in America, we tend to be pretty flexible on people's pronunciation, but sometimes some of those words are just really funny, like gigabytes and the awk button. I'll tell you more about that another time. The awk button and cave hat. Oh, there's all sorts of others that were fun. Anyway, a caveat about this podcast. Do not listen to learn facts. We got a few of them wrong. I sound like a bit of an idiot, but as I bring up things that are not quite relevant, I don't know. We were nervous. It was the first time. We didn't have enough notes. So we're going to work on doing that better. Toni mentioned the wrong tribe at one point. At least she corrects herself. I just come across as an idiot. Hopefully, again, this video series partially redeems me. And you have seen over the last 17, now 18 episodes that I'm not quite as much of an idiot as I appear to be in that podcast. It's called On Wonder. We will let you know when it's findable, and we'll post it here on my Twitter, on Facebook, and all those places. And if you want to leave a comment about the podcast, you may be in iTunes. I guess that's something you can do. Try not to be too mean. This is our first one. There's that great quote by the guy who started, I think, LinkedIn. If you're not embarrassed by your first product, your minimal viable product, then you waited too long to release it. And we're certainly, we're not embarrassed, but there's some stupid things we say. We'll make it better next week. All that said, it is pretty damn awesome. I am really excited about it. I've got mixed feelings about it because I said stupid things, but I am really proud of what my wife and I have done together. And I am so excited for you to listen to it and to tell us what you think. Try not to be too mean, but it's so exciting to have done this with my wife. And so that's it for this vlog. If you find this interesting, please subscribe below, or just wait for that round picture that shows up of my face coming up in a few seconds and then click on that. And thanks so much for watching. And I guess that's it. Goodbye. And how do we know each other?
So we met about 5 years ago. We are eHarmony success stories. We've been married 4 years. And we are a success story because both of our families had completely given up on us ever finding a partner that could put up with our journey, our love of two things. One, walking, and two, our endless curiosity.
Yep. My sister thought